Another cool thing about Hellgate is that with all your customization, you can also customize your outfit by inking through different pieces of equipment. Different pieces of equipment have different color patterns, and you can apply it to your whole suit. So it really gives you a variety of looks. How you get around in Hellgate London is through station terminals. These terminals can be accessed at any station, and pretty much any station you've been to in the past, you can go back to it by just a click of a button. And it really is the fastest traveling system I've ever seen in an MMO. Here's the map, and as you can see, the world is actually pretty big. It doesn't seem it, since you're always in tunnels and crawlways, and it always seems kind of claustrophobic, even though there are some big areas. But there's actually a lot of different areas. Here's friends list. Just like anything, you have to add the person on your friends list if you want them to be your friend. You can't invite them to be your friend. Here's the party listing, and this is where you can see what other people are doing and jump in a party or list a party. Here's the guild screen. If you've been invited to be in a guild, you can talk to different players, see who's online. The cool thing about Hellgate London is the fast traveling systems. You can bring up portals to go back to stations that you've been to, party portal to other people to get together quickly, and it's just a very quick and pretty ingenious way of making the game stay action-packed. Battle in Hellgate London is, like I said before, just like Diablo. It's a lot of hacking and slashing at first, just trying to get experience, make level. It really doesn't get really intriguing until once you hit the higher levels, where you can really unleash some fury on lots of different mobs. And another great thing about Hellgate London is there's really no decisive best class. Like in WoW, there's classes that are easier to level. It's pretty much, if you know how to play with every class, you can own lots and lots of mobs. That's really what the game's all about, is just blowing stuff up. Now whenever you find yourself in a sticky situation, you hear that noise, you're probably about to die. You gotta heal yourself quick. If you do indeed die, and you're playing in normal mode, there's options that you get. Either you can restart in the station you were last at, respawn as a ghost, or resurrect yourself at a cost. If you respawn as a ghost, it's like WoW. You have double the speed. Enemies can attack you. Tombstone is presented on the minimap, so you can locate where you're at, especially in some of these maps where the big maze. So once you respawn, the enemy can't attack you until you attack them. After a certain amount of time, though, you will respawn on your own. Another option is to resurrect yourself. This can be useful, especially if you're running an instance, because you have full health and full willpower, so you can just jump right back in, tear some guys up, and then get back to it. It definitely helps if you're deep into a big area and you just don't want to waste the time. And I mean, let's face it, if you play your cards right in this game, you'll have plenty of money. Death in hardcore mode is quite different. Like I stated before, once you die, yes, it gives you that restart option just like elite mode does, but there's one side effect. You're dead permanently, and it'll say that hardcore dead. So now the only option that you're left with is to delete yourself. It's just like any other, or most MMOs I should say, just type in your name to verify that you do want to delete that character, and you're done. Hellgate London does a lot of things well, but one thing that they missed the mark on was the whole story on which the whole game is built upon. Even though it succeeds in the Diablo-esque ambitions that it set out to achieve, it really has a crappy story, and there's no other word for it. The story is just crappy. It doesn't make much sense, it seems contrived, it seems forced, and it just seems irrelevant to the whole game. Because even though you're supposed to be the savior of all humanity, like we haven't heard that before, the whole game is stuck around you finding treasure and loot, so it doesn't really make too much sense in that aspect. But it's a good excuse to have zombies and demons roaming the earth, I guess. But it also takes away from the level design, and it just seems like the level designers try to make the levels true to the story instead of just trying to make fun, exciting environments to play in. Because let's face it, the levels are not that exciting. Even though they do have that dungeon quality to them, it would have been nice to see some levels in there that just have a kind of exciting atmosphere, a different eye-pleasing kind of atmosphere versus a dark tunnel or a dark sewer. That being said, Stonehenge is definitely recommended. It gives an alternative to players where they can go in and forget about questing and just go in and smack the crap out of some demons. And it's a lot of fun, especially with friends, and it just keeps the game fresh, especially if you get tired of questing. So in conclusion, Hellgate London is a great game. It's not the best MMO out there, but it's getting better with different patches, improving the game quality, and improving the interactivity between different modes and such. So it's really definitely something to try out. If you don't want to subscribe, don't. I mean, the game's just as fun playing it on multiplayer for free, and I definitely recommend it.